to another episode of The Tapestry. I am Dr. Francois Booker Drew, and I am so excited that you're listening in. This is a show for women to share their stories because there's power in our narrative. And as we weave through these narratives, we really get to paint a picture of our resilience and hope and our ability to make change. And so I'm so excited to have with me today my dear friend, Dr. Esteria Miller. And I just want to say thank you, Esteria. I'm going to read your bio because I need people to know how amazing you are. I'm so blessed because I have so many amazing women in my life, and you are one of those women. And so I want to tell the audience about the amazing stuff on paper, but they're going to learn by listening to you how really amazing you are and the experiences you've gone through. And so Esteria is a healthcare professional with a passion for global health. A published commentator and speaker with a national platform, she has expertise in project and program management for chronic disease initiatives and vulnerable populations. Her skills in business development and healthcare information technology have maximized opportunities in the area of public relations, analyzing new business opportunities, fundraising, serving diverse communities, and securing and managing resources. And so in 2012, she was able to go to the White House to meet with U.S. Secretary of Health, Kathleen Sebelius, and healthcare industry professionals to talk about the Affordable Care Act. She was named as one of the 100 most influential healthcare leaders. She worked at the Diabetes Health and Wellness Institute as Director of Business Development, Information Technology, Community Relations, and Marketing. And she launched the Texas Medicaid, Childhood Pre-Obesity Initiative, funded with a $2 million budget from the Texas Health and Human Services Commission. And during a season of brokenness, which she's going to talk about today, she completed training at Shalom Bible College and Seminary, receiving her doctorate in Nouthetic, and I'm probably saying that wrong, Nouthetic, counseling and Nouthetic counseling and biblical studies, and she is working on her PhD in Christian education at Shalom. She is a graduate alumni of the National African American Women's Leadership Institute, and she is a member of the Alpha Chi National College Honor Society. She has 3 amazing adult children, Honoria, Amber, and Christian, that I've been blessed to watch grow up. And we're not old, they are. Yes. And she's also taking care of her parents who are living with diabetes. And so healthcare is so personal and professional to Esteria's life. And so we're going to spend a little time talking about her experience. So welcome to the show, Esteria. I'm so glad you said yes.
Hi. Hello, and thank you so much, Francois. Dr. Booker Drew, as I should say. I just want to tell you, thank you so much for allowing me this platform. This has been a very difficult season in my life, but it's also blossomed into something just so beautiful. And I was so encouraged by you, and I have to say that publicly, during my season of brokenness, how you were right there with me all the way. I could look out and I could see your face, and I received cards, and I just want to tell you what a true sister you are. And I just feel like you're a sister from another mother. That's all.
Yes,
that's all.
And you are.
Thank you.
And always, one of the things that I learned about going through that time with you, which we're going to talk about, was it taught me that if somebody is your friend, no matter what they go through, you have to be there for your friend. And even more so when they are in difficult seasons, you can't leave them. Yes. And I just couldn't leave you. And I felt bad for times when I wasn't able to be as consistent as I wanted to be. But I wanted you to know that no matter what happened, that I loved you and I was going to be there for you. So I know people are going, what is this season of brokenness? Let's talk about that, because I know that is something that is new for you to even begin to share. So let's talk about what started and how you got in this season of brokenness. What was it?
Well, what got me started in that was I was actually doing very well, and you mentioned it about me being doing doing the work that I was doing at the White House with Obamacare. With I was writing papers. I submitted an abstract. It's in the Diabetes Technology Journal. I was co-author on a diabetes technology book, and was doing all kinds of research. Really, really good stuff, but it was a lot of stress. And, you can have good stress as well, good things happening. But I also had a tragic situation that happened in my life. I was caring for my goddaughter, who was 21 at the time. I took her to college. Her father had passed away. Her mom was non-existent. I really didn't know her, but her father passed away. And before he passed away, he asked me to take her to college. And I just said, okay. Well, he just assumed I was doing it. He just came to me one day. We were out putting our trash out in the backyard, and he just hollered over the fence, "Thank you, Miss Miller, for taking Kia to college." And I said, okay. And I went back in the house and I called Honoria, my oldest daughter. She was at Hampton University at the time. And I said, "What does he mean?" And she says, "Well, Mom, who else is going to do it? I mean, she's been spending that much time with us, and you go to her school, you visit her activities, the things that she's in, you're always talking to her." So I said, okay. Well, 6 months later, he passed away suddenly from complications to diabetes. And so I just immediately kicked in and just said, okay, this is what he was talking about. I said, "Lord, help me." So she was graduating. I took care of everything, went to graduation ceremonies, paid for her ring, all of that. Then it was time to go to school. Stephen F. Austin is what we chose, and I made sure everything was taken care of. And then I took her to college, got the computer, set up her room. We had fun, and then we left her. And so by that time, I didn't expect to take another child. I had 3, but she was in between Amber and Honoria. So next would have been Amber. Amber also decided to go to SFA, but and Amber and Honoria and Kia would go work at Baylor during the summers and sometimes even during breaks. Well, Baylor got to know Kia very well, and she had just finished working one summer job and had gone back to school. It wasn't a week before I got a call saying that something was wrong medically with Kia. And she was just kind of out of her mind, kind of just twirling around. She had her pajamas on. She was outside of her dorm. We didn't know what was going on. They thought she was on drugs. I knew my baby wasn't on drugs. I just couldn't say what it was because I was here in Dallas and she was there in Nacogdoches. Well, they immediately sent her to a mental health facility. I guess it was about 4 hours after that. On my way down there, she went to the emergency room. She had started having seizures. They were violent. They had to sedate her and put her in a medically induced coma. And that's where I came in and I saw her. The neurologist couldn't tell me what was wrong with her. And I said, well, I need to get her back to the facility where I work. And so I got her back to Baylor. And meanwhile, her mom came in the picture, and that was another story. It got kind of difficult. But then she asked me, would I continue to help? And I said, of course I will. And so she was at Baylor for months. The chaplaincy, they came, they took care of her. They would pray for her because she had just worked in the chaplain's office just that summer. And so they all knew her very well. And they worked and worked. It was about 2 to 3 months they worked on her. And finally, we had to make the decision to pull the plug and just try to see if she could, I thought, okay, this meant she might, with a miracle, wake up. Well, they told me, they said, no, she will not be waking up. I said, there's no possibility. They said, no. And so when I pulled that, when I made that decision.
That's a hard
My
decision
baby
to make.
had one tear that fell, and I was saying the Lord's Prayer with her
Oh,
at
wow.
that time. And so
Wow.
it felt like I had lost a child. And
But you did.
that was something. Yeah,
You did.
I did. I did, baby. I used to feel so hard. Anyway, that was a lot of stress. After we cleaned out her dorm room and everything, I found this prescription. It was a $13 prescription for antibiotics. If she had went and got that prescription filled, she would be here today.
Wow.
She did not get that prescription filled, and the only thing I could think of was she thought there was going to be another burden or something to ask me for, and I had already put her on my CVS and Walgreens. All she had to do was present it, and my account would have paid for it. That's all she had to do, and I told her that, and I don't know if she didn't remember, but either way.
But you did the best that you could, Esteria. You did above and beyond with loving this young woman and giving her resources. And what a difficult situation you were placed in, to have to make that kind of decision.
I put myself in a bad, I thought I had wrong thinking, I'll say. Here I am helping people with health care. Poor people, disenfranchised people, marginalized people, all these people, and then my baby didn't feel like. I took that burden on, and I said it was my fault. I carried that guilt with me, and I carried it for so long. Then after that, here comes my ex-husband coming with a lawsuit. My son, he gave the person who delivered the paperwork gave it directly to my son, and he's looking at it, and this is his father trying to sue me for child support, and I'm keeping the child. And I couldn't believe it that you could, but I guess you can sue anybody for anything these days.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was on me. Plus, my parents had gotten really, really sick. They were having problems with the complications and in and out of the hospital, especially my father. And I was just so stressed, just trying to, I just was trying to just make it from day to day. I was still traveling, still working. And by that time, I had left Baylor and had gone on to work for Enroll America. That was the nonprofit for the Obamacare. I was the regional director, the organizing lead for that. And so anyway, I had all of North Texas as my territory, and I had 5 people I had to hire, and that was a lot of work, just trying to keep up. And so, when I was going to visit conferences, and sometimes I was a speaker, alcohol was everywhere. But it never bothered me because I never drank. My mother told me at 14, do not ever take a sip of alcohol, and I never did. I never did. Well, I guess at the age of 47, 45, I thought I was grown. And so I decided to just kind of take a sip. I didn't like the taste of wine, but I just wanted to be there because people would say, where's your wine? Why aren't you relaxing? Well, I did that. And then it got to be